Man, stick around for this video if you want to see some snakes. I'm telling you, I'm going to show you a lot of snakes, our 2025 hatchlings, the ones that are for sale. And I'm going to be discussing at the end of the video, a sale that we're running through the end of the year. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Paul with Spheric Reptiles, and I thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to watching our channel, hey, thank you. And if you're a returning watcher, hey, I appreciate that as well. Hopefully, I'm bringing you some information that is helpful. This video today will be centered around our 2025 hatchlings, which I got all of them but two on food then that are ready to go. So again, we're going to be running a special sale through the end of the year. So I encourage you to look at our Morph Market page to see what we got, and everything is shipped for free. So if you include that shipping into the price, then you're really getting a good deal. All right. So ball python hatchling. So this video will be focused on basically the genetics. So I'll be discussing some things, and then you can use your Morph Market calculator. World of Ball Python, Clutch, and even Husbandry Pro has one on a beta test right now if you have that availability. So you got a lot of different ways that you can actually look at what your pairings will have as an expected outcome before you even pair them up, so they can help you in your decision as to which ones you will pair. Because again, if you can buy it, go ahead and buy it. If you try to create something new, then hey, I definitely encourage that. There's not too many ball pythons, contrary to belief, because it seems like a lot of people are getting out. And so if they're getting out, that's going to actually pull away from the hobby. So if we like seeing reptile shows, if we like having the availability of these such said shows every month, I mean, in your local environments, like I live in Dallas, so we have a reptile show every month here. So, I mean, all the way from January through December, there's a reptile show every month. And we take that for granted, but it's because of these ball pythons, which realistically right now maintain about 60% of the market. I know when you go to shows, 70% ball pythons. A lot of that has to do with COVID, but realistically it's about 60% of the total market in the US. Now in other markets it might be different, but different places have different tastes. So even in your own area, you might see a different breakdown of the reptile market, right? But anyway, what took so long for me to get these hatchlings up? So the last ones that I'll be putting on Morph Market that are already on Morph Market, I just haven't marked the prices down yet, is they were born in July 22nd, right? So they were born at the end of July, but they were born so small. And one of the things that I thought about is, how do I get them up to size? And I think that that was a mistake. So I want to let you know that as I make mistakes and I learn from my mistakes, I'm passing them on to you as well. From the video I did on, you know, the 5 versus 14-day ball python feeding, you know, I did that study. What I found was that basically there is not a whole lot of ball pythons that are over the age of 15. Either we're overbreeding them and we're just stressing them out enough to where it's just way too much in our system. But I would like to bet that we are feeding them way too big of a prey item way too often, right? So that frequency, because of our own selfish desires, are pushing our ball pythons. They're doing what they do. They're snakes. They know when they see a prey item, they eat it, because realistically, they've been around for millions of years. So in their minds, through, you know, all of this time and genetics and things like that, they're kind of pre-programmed to eat when it's available. So when your ball python goes off of food, or you see that they have an issue or they die prematurely, I can only think that it's because of something that we do, right? So in the wild, ball pythons do not normally live for 25 or 40 years. Normally they're predated upon way before that. They get diseases and parasites, but in captivity, your ball python should live for about 20 to 25 years on average. If you're doing a really good job, their lives can be extended all the way up until, I think the record is like 47 years. Yeah, I think it's about 47 years. So that just goes to show that there's more that we can do with these animals. And I know you're saying, but your animals are in fucking tubs. Yes, they are, but they are extremely sterile because this is a breeding environment. And my animals get way more. I mean, you can ask, if you ever meet Lynn, you can ask her how much these animals get as far as enrichment. How often am I taking them all out of the cage and handle them? It doesn't matter what reptile we have. I am handling these reptiles just so that they get some exercise, whether they like it or not. You probably know what I'm talking about. But so just to get to it, it took me a long time to get these hatchlings up to speed because I didn't want to wreck their digestive system. So in starting them off, I had them on either rat fuzzies or mouse hoppers for the last 2 or 3 months, right? I saw and still see no reason to rush them along just to get them up to size. I would much rather have a healthier baby that's either in my collection or in your collection. And this is what I want you to do as well. Don't be so focused on getting your animals up to size. Be really focused on their health, their well-being, and their care. So now I definitely have to fair balance this. So with our hatchlings, I hold them, but I don't really handle them like I would my juvenile, my subadult, and my adult animals. What I do is every time I go to change their water out, so with every feeding, so I'll feed this afternoon. I go in and every animal that's not in shed, I remove their water dish and I pick the animal up and I just handle it real quickly for about 5 seconds. Then I put it back in. And then also inside of the ones that are really, I think, kind of skittish, I put one of those small hides in there. And let me see if I have one in here with a small hide real quick, just to show you what I'm talking about. Let me go all the way down to here. So I use these small hides. You see they're really small. They fit right inside. The animal can fit. You can't even see it in there, but the hide fits in there and it helps to increase that animal's security so that they feel more comfortable in eating. All right. So I know that you're like, hey, I tune in to see some snakes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get right into it. Man, look, these are some good animals for if you're looking to add them to your breeding project and you're just starting off. You don't want to break the bank, but you want some nice quality animals. And for the majority of these animals, I have actually already did a genetic test, so you will get a copy of that shed. If you already see it, it's on Morph Market already for all the animals that we shed. You just have to scroll over and see that genetic test. But I will actually be mailing this out to you, or if you buy from a show from me, I'll be handing this over to you so that you have confirmation as to what it is, and even for the animals that tested negative, what it's not. I think that's important because I think you should always get what you pay for. And as a breeder, it's better to know the complete history of the animal. Now, for those animals that I just know what the pattern is, I didn't get a genetic test. It doesn't make sense to spend money where you don't have to. But I think where I spent the money on these animals to invest in not only my future, but your future, that you'll see the payoff. All right, so I'm gonna start off with this first clutch where we bred a phantom clown to a pastave het hypo. And you can see the size differences here. And this is just basically, this animal was born very small, but this one is it's a het clown. It did not test positive for being het hypo. This animal right here is a phantom clown that's heifer hypo, and I have the genetic test to show that. And this one right here is a pastel Mojave or a pastave that's double het for hypo and clown. So these are animals that are available. They're fall, spring, and summer. And hey man, this is definitely, if you're trying to work that hypo clown project, these two animals are what you would want. This is a female and this is a male. They're all established on feeding. They all eat frozen thawed. So, hey man, this is just, you can see the potential in these animals, and I'm just trying to pass it on to somebody else. So to showcase the next set of animals, this is 2502, where we bred a yellow-bellied Batman to a pastel Huffman. And you see how we got 3 different types of patterns here. Starting off right here, this is our female, and she is a Huffman leopard that is also pastel and het for clown. She has genetic test to prove. This one right here is a spot-nosed Huffman that is also het for clown. You can see just how cool this one is. All of these are definitely established. And this is a leopard yellow belly that is also 100% het for clown. And of course, I got the genetic test for these. These are the last 3 that are available that we didn't hold back. But you just see how eager they are, and you also can see how fat they are. These animals were born on the 25th of May of this year. And so, hey, just to see the potential. So when I was trying to think of animals to create, I didn't see a lot of Huffman projects here. So this would allow you to get into that project, especially with this one, the spot-nosed Huffman, and then with this one right here, the pastel leopard Huffman. If you were looking for a female, then of course, you got your female, you got your male, and then you also have another male if you were looking for a yellow belly leopard het clown. But just to think of the different variety and the scope, you can already see how the pattern has changed from the addition of spot nose to Huffman. And it's almost like black pastel, but there are some subtle differences in it. In fact, the Huffman is not as extreme as a black pastel, so that might be one of the reasons why a lot of people haven't bred it. But either way, as these animals look really alert right now, it is feeding day. They will be getting food later on this afternoon. This is Saturday, the November the 1st. So outside of that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put them back up. I see I got some spot cleaning to do over there, and just get out the next set of animals. Okay, so this was one of the projects that I was really looking forward to, and he's deep in blue. But one of the things that I was really looking forward to doing was trying to make something different. So what we did is we bred a True Ghost or a TSK Hypo to an Acid Orange Dream Yellow Belly. So these are the offsprings that were produced from that. And I'll start with this female. That's a double het for TSK and Hypo. She is really on food right now, and this clutch was born June the 12th. So you can see that they're a little bit further along. They've all went to eating more aggressively. And this guy that's in blue, that's still kind of pissed off. He is a acid that is double het for TSK Hypo. Really great feeder. So if you're looking to add acid to your True Growth project, then that's what you would want to do. Over here, Mike Myers, because these are all like, so this is Freddy Krueger, this is Maleficent, this is Mike Myers. Mike Myers is just a TSK. He's double het for TSK and Hypo, but you can see that he's well established. He's about to go into shed itself. You can see just the look that he has right now, but definitely a great feeder. And then this last one, Hannibal, is a yellow belly that is double het for TSK and Hypo. And I have the positive genetic test to confirm what they all are and everything else. So just want to really instill that buyer confidence when you're looking to get an animal. If you can ask for a genetic test because they're out there, don't just take someone's word for a trait that is actually testable. So that's one of the things that I really want to stress in this video as I even discuss these animals. And again, these will be on Morph Market. I'm going to discount them from their current prices down 25% just so that they can become more available to people as we go into the holiday season. So now I'm getting into some really cool animals, which I think they're all really cool. But this is one of the things that I didn't really see a lot of. So we bred a blackhead confusion leopard dreamsicle to a double het for dreamsicle, right? And so what we ended up with was this leopard female that's double het for dreamsicle or lavender albino and pied. Then we ended up with this blackhead leopard that's just really beautiful that is double het for lavender and pied or dreamsicle. And then lastly, we ended up, these are two females, and this is the male. And the male is a leopard that's also double het for lavender and piebald. So all of these are our future dreamsicle makers. These are the ones that we didn't choose to hold back, but you can just see how hefty they are. You can see just how hefty they are. And they were born on June the 24th. I just weighed them, and so all of their weights will be updated on Morph Market by the time you see this video. But if you're looking to add something different to your dreamsicle projects, this will give you 3 different avenues to go, or you could buy, you know, the male here and then get a female from somewhere else, or get another one of these females. But you see, they all have different traits. So this one is the leopard that is also het for the same thing. So these two are the same, and then this one is different. So it's really cool, and you can see just how the leopard pattern influences differently in this animal than it does in this one. This one almost has more black in it than this one, and you see how alert they are because, again, it is feeding day. So I need to really watch out for my fingertips because on this day they already know that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's time to eat. So if nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the next group of animals before these get a little bit snappy on me. This clutch, these are the last 2 animals that we have left from it. I think that it was just an unusual pairing. It took a while to get this guy on food, but now he's slamming adult mice, jumbo mice, and even rat pups all the time now. So this was a pairing that we had from a yellow belly Batman to a sulfur pinstripe head clown. So we got the visual expression in the male right here, who is pinstripe yellow belly spot nose clown. And then we got his sister over here, who is just a het for clown. She didn't test positive for anything else. So that's what we got here. These are great feeders right now. So if you're looking to add a little bit more variety to your clown project, then we got this animal, and I've discounted her a lot. Or if you want to just bring in a powerhouse male to try to get some different traits, a different look, then I got this guy right here who is a visual. So this is still something that I didn't see a lot of when I was trying to create this animal right here. Of course, you get offshoots whenever you try to pair up a visual to a het. And that's one of the things that you have to take into account when you do these pairings, that every percentage is per egg. There's a 50% chance per egg that I will get a clown. And then against all of the normal traits, he happened to end up with everything except for probably sulfur. So, hey, hopefully this is a video that you're still following along with. You can definitely see how I price these animals. So if you're looking at how you can market your animals on a platform like Morph Market, you can look at these animals there just to see how I've done my pictures and everything else like that. And I'm just hoping that it is something that you can actually benefit from. All right, so from this clutch, I'm going to use Thor and Hulk. So this is an example where I bred a confusion head clown to a head clown female, and I had to genetic test them because technically if you don't end up with the visual, which you can see that these are not visuals, that you would end up with a 66% chance. So I went ahead and tested all of the ones that tested for confusion, and these both came back to be head clown. And you can see the differences in these. As I pick up Thor, you can see that he's a little bit lighter in his pattern, right? So he's got a lighter confusion pattern. Whereas if I pick up Hulk, he's a little monster too. So they're not really striky, but you can see just how darker the background is on his versus his brother. So that's a little bit of a difference that I see between the two animals, is that he has a little bit lighter pattern, or he has more of the tan colored saddles. And then so Hulk has more of the black background. But either way, I went ahead and genetic tested these. So the ones that didn't have confusion, I didn't test. So I'm selling them as normals, but they are still 66%. I didn't choose to genetic test them because I didn't want to price them that way. And that's one of the things that you can think about when you're actually looking to promote your own animals. All right, so for this clutch, and they'll show up as ID 2508 on Morph Market. You can see just how different each one of these are. They all happen to be pastel, but they are all double heifer clown and pied. What I did is I paired a phantom clown with the pastel pied. And this is just because we're working some clown pied projects. I wanted to add in, maybe one or two more animals to our collection so that when we get that project really up and rolling, that we can produce some different pieds. Now, whether you like clowns or not, pied still mixed with clowns still look different. And I think that pattern, because we skipped over it so fast in the hobby, that it's still some unlocked potential there to see some animals that are truly unique. And milkweed is a male, and it is a pastel that's double heifer clown and pied. Then we scoot over to blue bonnet. Blue bonnet is a pastel phantom, as you can see the pattern right there, all through there. And I'll pick her up just real quick because this is a female. You can see the pattern there. You can see the little ringer right there, but definitely a pastel phantom that's double heifer clown and pied. And then her brother Bluegrass. Bluegrass is a pastel. You can see the ringer right there as well. Bluegrass is a pastel that's double heifer clown and pied. So I didn't have to genetic test these because I bred two visuals together, and these are easy to identify: the pastel, the phantom, and then the pastel again. So these are the animals that we have left, and I think that you'll be really surprised at what we're offering it at. So this is a clutch that I was really considering holding back, especially these two guys right here. Because the pairing was the True Ghost or the TSK Hypo to a pastel Calico. And you can see that all of these are Calicos, and we got two different examples of Calico. We got high white expression with the pastel, and then we got low white expression with these. So I'll start with this female right here, and this is Hot Chocolate. And Hot Chocolate, as you see, she's eating small frozen thawed mice right now. You can see that she does have some white coming up through her, but she has no pastel, and she's also double het for TSK, Xanic, and Hypo. As we move over to her brother, and this is Butterscotch, all of these animals were born between 52 and 55 grams, so it took a while to get them up to eating, but now they're good feeders, and you can see he's definitely Calico, double het for TSK and Hypo. Just a really cool animal to add to your collection because I never see those Calico True Ghost. And then if we go to his brother, and I know his name is different, but his name is Adidas. And Adidas is definitely a high white expression of a Calico. You can see that he's also pastel from the head stamp. He's pretty shy. And as I stated before, for these animals, just to make sure I always keep them eating and feeding, I got these little hides that I add into their cages. It's just one of the small things I want to do to make sure that I ensure that they are, you know, just really acclimated. And this last one right here is, let me see his name, Candy Corn. I knew it was something crazy. You can just see how pink his sides are. And the expression of Calico, definitely a pastel version of it, but all of these animals are double-het for TSK and Hypo. Currently, I am putting all of their weights up on Morph Market, and I will be dropping the prices by 25%, guys. That's one of the things that I wanted to let you know near the end of the video. So this is really exciting for me, guys. I'm so excited to be able to show you this because this takes effort, right? So, and this is one of the things I talk about in the other videos that led up to this, is you got to have your strategy. So we actually had a strategy for creating all of these animals, and that include how are we going to feed them, how are we going to house them, do we have a way to market them and sell them, are we making those arrangements so that we can either sell online, or are we making arrangements to sell at reptile expos and shows? So that's one of the things that you have to do. The cost of the reptile tables is really inexpensive. It's just finding them and being able to get in. And if you have to get on a waiting list, I would encourage you to do so. But man, just to be able to show you guys these animals again is just really like, it's almost like it's a dream come true for me. This is something that I always wanted to do. Even when I was a little kid and I was going out catching reptiles, I always wondered, you know, if I could do this then. I didn't really think of it that way. It wasn't until after college that I really started thinking about this. But I'm trying to tell you guys, if you're looking for an animal, whether it's a pet quality or you're looking to add something to your collection, I'm going to encourage you to take a look at our Morph Market site. A lot of you guys have already followed us, and I definitely appreciate that. But we got some really good deals there for you. And of course, they all include free shipping. It's included in the price. So I'm in this for different reasons. You know, unfortunately, I work a shit ton of hours during the week doing some really important work. So this is the one way that I get to relax. But even in my relaxing, I'm still working. So if nothing else, guys, let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe to this video if you feel the need to help me out. And other than that, please enjoy that time that you spend with your reptiles, and definitely cherish and love the family while you have them. Thank you.